Evening everyone, how are you? I am a tad late because as per, soon as I want to jump on, all hell breaks loose in the household. Overtired child. So sorry I'm a little bit late, I'm sure you don't mind. Anyway, okay, so tonight we are talking about, get rid of that, 5 signs that you need to take a look at or improve your self-care. Now, hi Claire. Hi Bridget. I thought we can get a few people on first. I don't like to do that. Hi Katie. How is everybody? I've had a gorgeous day. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for jumping on. I've had a really exciting day today. Very, very productive conversation with somebody. And I've had a hot stone massage by my lovely friend Yolanda, which was amazing. Anyway, so on the and it's funny that we're talking about self-care this evening, isn't it? So now, before I go into my little 5 signs that you might need to take care of your, improve your self-care, and it's not just about having time to yourself. It's not just about that. It's so much more important than we give it credit for. And I think there is this epidemic of women, especially mothers, who just put themselves at the bottom of the pile, and dare I say it, because I'm going to say it because I've done it myself, to the point of martyrdom. Like, oh, I'll just do everything for everybody. It's okay, and we're all guilty of it. I will put my hand up for saying that I do that. And I get it easy. Trust me, my husband's amazing. He does, he does just as much as I do. Hi, Sarah. Mwah. Hi, Rona. Hi, Helena. Hi, Katie. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Claire. So there's a much deeper issue to this. So this isn't just about having a nice bath. This is all linked to your self-worth. And what I love about this subject is it brings all the 3 things in that I love to talk about. So sorting your shit out is linked to self-care. Falling madly in love with yourself is obviously linked to self-care. And manifestation and law of attraction and attracting the life that you want is also relevant to self-care, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, one of the points, so I'll go straight into my 5 points and I'll explain why they all link in together. Point number 1 that I've written down: you can't remember the last time that you did something just for you. So give me a heart if that's you, or give me a like, or give me a yes, that's me. If you cannot remember the last time you did something indulgent just for you. And now people that follow my stuff probably are quite good at self-care, but there are some of us that aren't very good at it. Thank you, hearts, loving it, wonderful. Oh, who did it? Angry face. I hope you did that by accident. Never mind. So can't remember the last time you did something for yourself. I can. It was today at 1 o'clock. And after having my hot stone massage, me and my friend have had a little skill exchange. So I'm getting one of those a week, and I swear to God, it's something I will be keeping up for the rest of my life, because having a hot stone massage in the middle of your week is a beautiful thing. So first point, you can't remember the last time that you did something for yourself. Now, that could, oh God, look at my awful nails, sorry. That could be down to the fact that you're just not being very organized, that you are frantic, that you are busying yourself being busy, which if you're trying to achieve something and you're trying to be more productive and you're trying to be the best version of you, that requires some organization, it requires some planning, it requires some goals, it requires that. So self-care, if you can't even organize a bath, some time for you to recharge, then how we do anything is how we do everything, right? So you've got to see it as an absolutely integral part of your plan. Like, you have to plan this stuff in, because if you don't plan it in, it doesn't happen. The reason why this is obviously great for you and for falling in love with yourself is because taking some time to just sit and reflect about your day, and then none of this has to cost money, although it can cost money if you want it to, get a facial, get a massage, go for a spa weekend, whatever, but it doesn't have to. So while you're having that time to just reflect on your day, internalize your wins. I mean, this is a high performance. If you've ever read the book, Brendon Burchard's High Performance Habits, it's incredible. And they researched the top 3% of performers in 192 countries. and there were 6 habits that they all had, and you know that self-care was one of them. Because if you aren't looking after mama can't look after everybody else. And that is, in the sense, in the family unit, it's the same in business, it's the same everywhere. Is that if you, and especially if you're in a leadership position, the best quote I ever heard were, leaders need time to think. Because you have to have clarity, you have to be able to clear your brain, you have to be able to reflect and see and give yourself your brain time to just rest, and because that's where your creativity comes from, that's where your great ideas come from. So, you know, it seems like quite a light-hearted subject, but actually it's so important, and not enough of us prioritize it high enough. And also on the manifesting front, you have to feel good in order to manifest what you like. And so one of the things that one of the massive manifesting tips that I give out is that if you're worried about money, the last thing you should be doing is start focusing, worrying about money and going through where it's all coming from. You get off topic. Like, the best thing to do is just to get off the topic. So go and do something that makes you feel joyful. Go and do something that makes you feel abundant. Go and do something that makes you feel happy and relaxed, because that's when your ideas come, that's when your resourcefulness comes. So this is relative to all the subjects that I talk about, and is actually essential in that, in the middle of everything. Okay, number 2. You say, oh, don't worry about me, all the time. There's an actress called Terry Hatcher, which some of you who are old enough will know who she is. She was in Desperate Housewives. She was Lois Lane in the Superman series. She's been in quite a lot of stuff. But she wrote a book called Burnt Toast. And it was a long time ago. It was about 15 years ago, I think. But it was about this theory that women, especially mothers as well, you know, they do some toast and they burn it. And not the whole book wasn't about toast, but it's a metaphor that, you know, they make some burnt toast for the child, and they go, oh no, don't eat that, I'll eat the burnt toast, I'll make you some fresh. And this constant sort of belief and martyrdom and oh, I'll just put me last, don't you worry about me. Well, it's rubbish, and you need to stop saying it, because people do worry about you, and you should be worried about yourself, and it all linked to your self-worth. And the thing is, sometimes it's being nice, you know, oh, it's okay, don't worry about me, and that's being polite and nice, and that's fine. But when you're doing it consistently, where you don't expect anyone to worry about you, or you don't expect, and I know some of you thinking, oh, it's just a turn of phrase, but words are powerful. And if you keep saying to yourself, to everybody, oh, don't worry about me, don't worry about me, in every situation, like if somebody offers you a chair, oh, it's all right, don't worry about me, sit on the damn chair, say thank you. I've got a certain family member who's the worst at this. She's not on Facebook. I had to gain her. She's the worst at this. Like, I'll be like, open the door. Oh no, don't worry about me, darling. I'm opening the bloody door for you. Like, relax. You know, so, and I'm sure you've all got somebody in your life like that. But if you constantly say, don't worry about me, don't worry about me, then, you know, what does that say about your self-care? So you need to watch that. Number 3, you make do all the time. So, you know, your strap will break on your bag, and you go, oh, it's all right, I'll just make do with this old one, or I'll just make do with this, and I'll just make do with that, and oh, I'll have the crust of the bread. You know, coming back to toast, I'm obsessed with bread today. But you just make do because you don't think you're worth the effort, and it's just rubbish. So stop making do. Look at the areas in your life where you can think, what am I making do with? Like, what am I just putting up with? What am I tolerating? Because I'm trying not to show any sign that I think I'm important in any way. It's awful, and we're really bad at it, everybody, and I'm including myself in that. But I'm not like it anymore, because I matter. I'm important, and I can say that without feeling big-headed, because everybody is. I'm just as important as the next person. I'm not any more important than anybody else, but I am important, and what I think and feel matters, and that's how you should feel about yourself, because that way you're happier, because you feel heard, you feel satisfied, you feel more fulfilled, and then it makes you into a better person because you're just happier, so therefore you're nicer to everybody else. There's nothing worse than going through life acting like you don't matter and then blaming everybody else for it. Because I'm getting a bit on my soapbox here, but if something isn't serving you, if it's not right, then say something about it, do something about it. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox. Number 4, you say, I haven't got time all the time. You'll notice this is all the time. So people who busy themselves being busy, and when you suggest to them that maybe they should need a rest, maybe they should take some time, maybe they should just take a day off or chill out. And this is especially in the entrepreneurial ones of you who are just busy, busy, busy. And I can be very guilty of this. But I love what I do, so I don't see it as work. However, sometimes I do have to press pause and go, right, okay. And that usually comes at bath time. I usually have a bath with my little one and I take that time to just chill out and relax. And, you know, we've all got time. Because why is it that there's 24 hours in a day, yet some people are doing everything, fitting everything in, some people aren't, and that's just because we're busy. So a really, really good test to see, to actually face this, is to diarize every hour what you did in the last hour. Now, it can be a bit time consuming, do it for a day. The best thing to do is over, and just see how much time you're wasting on social media, obviously not while you're watching me, but scrolling and Instagram stories and just YouTube. I mean, YouTube videos, fair enough if they're inspirational or educational, then fair enough, but my God, like, we waste so much time. Television, like when in my other business, the main objection to joining the business is I haven't got time. I'll say, what soaps do you watch? And they'll say, well, Coronation Street, EastEnders. Well, there's for 5 hours a week right there. So using time as your excuse to not prioritize yourself and to not take some time out to recharge and get your, you know, the sense of self back, you know, is just, it's not true, because everybody has some time. It might even be half an hour. It might be half an hour in the morning just to read, get up half an hour earlier, you know. So there's so many things that we do. We just make these excuses all the time that we're not looking after ourselves and we're not putting ourselves in a position of priority. And everything suffers, everything, our career, our relationships, everything suffers because you have to be right within you. I'll not go into my Lauryn Hill quote, how you're going to win when you're right within. I'm not going to do a Lauryn Hill impression. But anyway, you get my point. So it's so important to be okay and to make yourself feel good, because then you're nicer to everybody else and everything is better. Okay, you see self-care, and if that it manifests itself in, you know, a spa or a luxury or a massage or a facial or a whatever, your hair done, your nails done, whatever. If you're the girls, boys, getting your, you know, going to the hair, the barbers to get your hair done, you see it as a luxury. You see it as, oh, it's just something, you know, I'll treat myself. I'll go to the salon, or I'll treat myself. Call it treat yourself if you like, but this is something you should do regularly. And even if it's once a month, it's just having that one thing that you do for yourself. It doesn't have to cost a fortune, because you can always save in other areas in order to implement this into your life, because there's stuff that we fritter away and that we waste money all the time. And it's just by being more deliberate with that spending and going, do you know what, there's £50 a month or £20 a month or £25 a month or £100 a month, whatever your budget is, it doesn't matter. You will be able to find something that's just for you. It might be £50 on a new outfit. And don't say it can't be done, because I bought an outfit for £50 of the day, including boots, and it looks gorgeous. So just allocating, you know, some budget and some time to yourself. And trust me, it makes you feel so amazingly happy. I actually got another one, and which is number 6. I said 5, but I'll chuck you this in for free. Is you haven't any idea what makes you happy. So if somebody asks you the question, if I was to ask you the question, what brings you joy? And you're not allowed to say your kids or your husband or your family, that's a cop-out. What makes you happy? What makes you in a complete state of bliss? What makes you just sit there and think, oh, this is so good? Like, that was how I was today. That's an impression of me earlier, with my face in that thing. Fell asleep. And if you don't know the answer to that question, then you need to find it. That's my job for you this week, is to find what makes you happy, what puts you in a state of bliss, what makes you feel alive and abundant and luxurious and spoilt. It might just be a really nice coffee, sat in a cafe on your own with a magazine, just watching the world go by. That might be it. But if you don't know the answer to that question because you've been too busy with this, that, and that, then you need to do some work on it. And you need to do some work on it because of all the reasons I've already talked about. So just to recap, the six signs you need to put a little bit more attention into your self-care. You can't remember the last time that you did something just for you. You say, oh, don't worry about me, all the time. You make do all the time. You say, I haven't got the time, all the time. You think self-care is a luxury and something that should only happen when you're being treated, maybe on a birthday. Rubbish. And you have no idea what makes you happy. And I know that a lot of you will have ticked maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 of those, and that's all right. That's all right. You know, this is no judgment here, but I just want to bring it to your attention that just spending a little bit of time on you, just for you, reading a book. I mean, the list is endless of the things that you can do for free, and the list is even more endless of the things that cost money. But it's up to you what you choose, but it's just about you feeding yourself, worshipping yourself, taking time for you to clear your head, to give you more clarity, to give you more inspiration, to give you more creativity, to give you more fun, to reflect, to find out who you are, to connect with you, in order for you to have the time and space for other people. If our heads are full all the time and our diaries are so full all the time that we snap at the kids, or we don't listen when a friend needs to hear it, when a friend needs to be heard. If you don't make that time for you, then you're not going to make that kind of time for other people. So it's really, really important. So actually, it's a very selfless thing to do. It's such a selfless thing to do, because you say, I'm looking after me so I can take care of you. I'm looking after myself so I can be a better wife, a better friend, a better mother, a better partner, whatever. Okay? Awesome. So thank you for everyone who's logged in. There's quite a few tonight. How exciting. So I hope that helped. And I'd love to hear which one of those that you're guilty of, one or more, and what you're going to do about it. So any interesting things that you do that you want to implement, or something that you've said, oh, I'd love to do that, but you've never done. There's another one. You've got a list of things that you've never, God, I could go on all night. I won't. There's a list of things that you'd love to do. Actually, I'm a bit guilty of that one. I'd really like to learn the Argentine tango, but I can't find anywhere near. I have looked though, but I'd love to do that. Bit of time to just be somebody else and be really creative and have fun and laugh at myself. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Thank you very much, my lovelies, for listening. I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'll speak to you next week. Mwah!